Hi, I'm Aaron Garcia. Welcome to episode 21 of Conversations with Aaron, a show where I interview local artists, garner a few recommendations for them, and highlight their works. Today's guest will be Aimee. Hey, what's up?
Hi.
Did that scare you? My neck
Yeah,
break?
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it kind of hurt. All right, dude, thank you so much for being here in a little different setup today or whatever, but it's pretty cool. New and improved Conversations with Aaron, I'd say. But all right. Well, the first thing I want to ask you, the first thing I try to ask all of my guests, how are you?
Let's ponder on that one.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. A lot of life changes in this season.
yeah?
Good life changes.
This season,
In this
season
seas-
5 of
this
Aimee's
season
life.
5, the season 5 finale.
Bet.
Not the show finale, just
Okay,
this
good.
season, mid-season.
Dig that.
Yeah, I'm good. I just quit my job.
Nice. That's always good.
I just quit my job. I went to the stockyards last night. It was fun.
Groovy.
Didn't see any celebrities this time.
This time.
Yeah.
Also, you've seen celebrities before?
I saw
Ooh.
Zoe Saldana at the stockyards last year.
What's she doing at the stockyards?
I don't know.
Okay, then.
But I know I saw her because it was on her Instagram.
Okay, shout
But
out.
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty alright, dude.
Yeah.
A little hot, not gonna lie. Hopefully they can, they don't see my like sweating, blistering forehead right now, but pretty good. And yeah, so glad to have you here before you embark on a trip. Is that okay to mention?
Yeah, I didn't know if we were
Okay.
gonna segue into it, if we were just gonna get into it.
Oh, bro, what kind of formality,
I know.
formal
I was
show do you
like,
think
okay,
this is?
okay, yeah.
Not cool. Well, okay, I'm
We'll
sure
talk
we'll
about it.
piggyback onto that. We'll get to that side, but actor,
Actor. All things on production side too.
okay, groovy.
Stage and film.
Which came first, acting or production side?
Acting.
Acting, okay.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I loved movies growing up. I feel like this is really cliche, but I loved movies growing up, and I just always was so connected to the character. I remember leaving the theater and just being like, "Oh, I want to do that." Like that, just getting so energized by it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do the typical route where you do like stage first, because that's the most normal route. I did
Yeah.
film first and then I went to stage, which I
Interesting.
wouldn't ever recommend anyone doing. 'Cause
Really?
it's hard to break out of some habits, but
What are some of those habits?
like when you're doing film acting, it's like a lot smaller. You have to just be like little micro actions, whereas the stage you have to be really big and animated.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to switch your brain out of like when I'm on stage now, I'm like, am I doing too much? Is this cheesy? But it's like, no, the 20th row back there needs to be able to see me.
That's very
whereas
true.
for film, you can overact and it's really cheesy.
Yeah,
so.
man, acting for the camera and whatnot. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Now, was there a specific movie or actor that you kind of was your aha moment? You're making a face right now, so I'm
I
very
don't
curious.
I'll say it.
All right,
it.
bet.
But
We'll
there
bleep it
was-
out if you
there
don't
was
like it.
two. No, it's
Two.
really cheesy. The first one is actually a good movie. But I was 11 and my parents took me to go see Skyfall,
Oh,
the
interesting.
James Bond movie.
Oh, nice.
Don't know why they took me to go see that at 11, but I remember feeling very empowered by everyone's performance in that. And I just knew that was so far off in my career because they were all adults and and I was like, oh, that's a cool thing to aspire to. And then the second one is very cheesy.
Oh,
But when I saw the first Avengers,
cheesy.
same year.
Yeah, 2012 was a good year, dude.
Yeah, that was a
The world
good year.
ended. They had a couple of good movies. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty dope.
We were lighted up for the end of the world.
Yeah.
That it happened, and we're here still.
So Avengers, was it just like the spectacle of it all? Was it,
It
like
was, yeah, I think that's a good word.
Yeah.
Like a blockbuster. I think I love a good blockbuster film, just like the sheer scope of not only storytelling, but the way every actor has a role to play in those. Like, even
Yeah.
the smallest role adds something. It was the perfect combination.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like Marvel, I don't mind, but like that first
The
era was
first
really, really
phase of Marvel was so untouched.
cool. Honestly,
It was so good.
man. Well, first I like that you're like appreciative of blockbusters and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I
Oh, I
know
love
like as an
blockbusters.
actor, I
Yeah.
don't know, like sometimes I hear like, oh, blockbusters are this,
They're
that,
so
but
cheesy.
I
Yeah.
like blockbusters. They
Yeah.
they give a reason to go to the movies and like like the box office and all that. I think they're kind of important.
I get it. I think some actors, when I hear like interviews, I think some actors don't like big blockbusters because they're really limiting performance. Like a lot of big blockbuster, you have just archetypes of roles. You have the heroine, you have the hero, you have whatever. Whereas indie movies, you can kind of get more nitty gritty. But I love a blockbuster. I think
you just love
fun.
like a little indie film breakout, and then like that actor, like, oh, they're circling the role of this new Marvel series. It's like, goddamn. But really cool, dude. And so you watched Skyfall, Avengers, mind blown. And what were sort of like the next steps? Were you like, oh, I want to try this? How did that connect to you eventually pursuing that?
I told my mom about it, and she knew I'd been passionate, and so I did like one local theater show at Casa Mañana, which is a local theater around here.
Shout out.
Shout out. I'm gonna keep that T in my head, but there's some T on Casa Mañana. They're a nice theater though, but and then I was like, I want to do more film, and so I got an agent, and I started taking classes, and then just jumped from there.
All right, cool. And like, did it kind of come naturally to you? Were there a lot of learning curves and whatnot?
It did. My problem is I was a really anxious child, and I love acting. I hate auditioning. Yes. I still hate auditioning. And so auditioning is so scary, and especially at 13. There were a lot of casting directors that weren't nice to me when I was the 13-year-old child learning to act. And I thought my mom was going to fist fight some people in that room at times. But the acting itself came really naturally. I think I was kind of an old soul, so I always empathized a lot with a lot of characters, and I was able to tap into those emotions. I think the hardest thing was I auditioned for The Conjuring 2.
Really?
When I was a kid, but in that you have to be British, and I am not British, and I can't do a good British accent, and so I sat down with my casting director. We just had to learn how to do a British accent, and it was, I can't rewatch that audition tape. Clearly I didn't get it, but man, that was the most fun, was accents.
I love The Conjuring too. It's like, oh hey, we need to make sure the audience knows this is in Britain, so let's do a montage of like London is calling,
and like who's playing the police or the who's playing? It's like a very British band is playing.
Yeah, I think the montage. Clash like starts playing or whatever. Yeah. But well, hey man, it's all that's kind of crazy. How'd you even get that audition? Like,
I just had a really good agent. She's no longer in the business. When COVID hit. She left because she was like, oh, this isn't really what I want to be doing anymore. And so now she does like realtor stuff.
Okay.
So, but I'm bummed because I miss her. But yeah, I got that. I auditioned for this project called The Beguiled, which has a bunch of big celebrities in it.
Elle Fanning.
No one watched it. Yeah, Elle Fanning.
Sophia Coppola, right?
Kidman. Yeah. That was
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, low-key, I was like, are you talking about the Clint Eastwood movie from the 70s? Because it was a remake of that,
me.
I believe.
That
I
was
like,
me.
you auditioned that?
Yeah, represent.
Okay, well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any like good audition stories, like one where you feel like you nailed it or whatever? Like, oh, this is an outlier. I typically hate auditioning, but this one. Yeah,
there was one that's coming to mind, and I don't have a lot of details, but it was a country project. It was like a Western project, and that was really, really fun. And I think the only reason I didn't get it is because the project lost funding or something, and we just didn't end up doing it. But it was so fun. It was such a unique part of my childhood because a lot of kids were like, oh, I did sports growing up. I did whatever arts and crafts growing up. I don't know, but
I auditioned for The Conjuring 2.
I did a Nerf commercial, like just small stuff where it's like, oh, that's kind of fun.
That's really cool.
And I got paid.
Dang, bro.
Got paid. Not
parents took like 95% of the check.
Not good money, but when you're a kid, $30 is a good deal. I got more than $30, but when you get paid as a kid, you're like, oh yeah. That is a lot.
I thought $20 was. I still think it's a lot because sometimes I'd be struggling. And
right
the other day I had to like go deposit a $5 bill in my bank account because I was.
Well, we're in a recession right now, so $20 does go a little far.
Honestly, and I guess when we talk about acting, I feel kind of hand in hand to like talk about what comes with it, maybe like the celebrity. Oh, you're okay.
Sorry.
It's like a gunshot.
I know. I'm trying not to drink into this microphone.
Like the celebrity aspect of that. Like, I mean, so you want to act or whatever. Do you have that in mind at all? Like, oh, like what if I get really big in acting? Becoming big. Like, how do you perceive that?
When I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do is be famous. It's such a child dream of like, oh, I want to be famous and hang out with all the celebrities. And honestly, now as an adult, and there's so much more social media, so you're seeing a lot more behind the scenes of it, and like it just doesn't seem as fun. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to be famous.
Being scrutinized and all that.
It seems like I'm very sensitive, and I think if I got any hate comments, I'd cry my eyes out. I don't want that.
Dude, like...
And no privacy. It's really the Chapel Roan debate of it all. Like, you know, there's no privacy, and it's like, is that what you give up when you enter this profession? It's just hard.
Yeah, it is kind of like, it is wild, like, seeing celebrities trying to open up and be like, oh, you know, I need my privacy, and the fans just like, you ungrateful! And
it's
it's
like,
pretty
oh.
bad. Yeah,
It's not a hard ask, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty wild.
Do you?
Do I
want that fame kind of stuff? Or do you just... Here's the thing. Do you want fame, or do you just want what fame brings of, like, opportunity?
Kind of both or whatever. I don't know. Like, I like to think I could, like, manage it-ish or whatever, you know, try to, like... Because, yeah, it's scary. And, I mean, I'm doing this show. You know, I do film, music, and whatnot. And I don't know. Like, actually, it's going to, you know, be a part of our recommendations list or whatever. So we'll get on that or whatever. But, I'd say, yeah, I do. I would. I don't think it's like the end all be all, but, you know, I talk to some people, you know, no disrespect to these people where, you know, we talk about like film or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, well, I want to be big or whatever. I want to make great movies and make a lot of box office. They're like, no, bro, just, you know, you got to focus on the art or whatever. Don't care. I'm like,
that's very...
respectfully, I want bill. Like, I need to pay off bills. I want generational wealth. Yeah, exactly.
Generational wealth is real.
Yeah. And so it's a whole thing, but very curious.
Both can exist.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, are you mentioning, you know, like this day and age or whatever with social media? I'm curious with acting. So, you know, that first sort of thing, you know, Skyfall, Avengers, seeing that, what you fell in love with then, do you think that still exists? Like that sort of, you know, seeing these wanting to be stars, is that still a thing, like, to you? Meaning, like, to be like a movie star, to be whatever. Is that something you, like, still think is possible? Do you think it's sort of died down at all?
Oh, do you think celebrities still exist, or
or like
stars?
Movie stars, that sort of thing.
Not like they did in the 2000s. That's what I think. I think because streaming can make so many niche pockets of movies and television, and so many people can be watching a thing, and you know, like back in the 2000s, like everyone was watching Game of Thrones, like everyone, and so you can make movie stars out of that. But now everyone is just watching these niche things, and so I don't think it's as easy. And I also think a lot of the enjoyment of a movie star is, it's kind of like a crush. A crush is just a lack of information. Okay, and so a movie star is just a lack of information. And I think because we have social media and we're sharing so much, it's just the allure isn't as there, you know?
Gotcha.
If that makes sense, like I think.
No, I do think I think there's a veracity to that. It's a word I learned a couple of months ago, and I'm going to be saying it all the time.
What is it?
Veracity. Like a truth to what you're saying.
I like it.
Yeah. Now crushes are real, dude. Like, you know who Saoirse Ronan is?
Yes.
Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah, I saw Lovely Bones, and then like as a teenager or whatever, I was like,
that's a sad movie.
Susie.
That's such...
Yeah, it actually, now that I think that's a very dark movie about
interesting. Murder. My first interaction with her was The Host, which you probably have not seen.
No, it's with those two guys, and
yeah, that's their names.
Is that Theo James? No, that's not. No, that's Divergent.
It's like it's a Stephenie Meyer movie. I was big into Twilight, and so I watched.
Nothing wrong with that, dude. I like Twilight.
Listen, they were a staple of the times.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Staple of the times.
But man,
sorry, I saw myself in the monitor.
You did the little. That's awesome, dude. Well, talking about now, like acting, like how's your like career currently going? You want to talk about it? Your film, theater work, anything?
Yeah, I'm doing more theater work now, just because film is at such a interesting moment right now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that while I was talking.
You're
good. Film is at a really weird point. From what I've observed, a lot of things are moving into Texas and the DFW area, but they're either really niche projects or they're all Taylor Sheridan stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think it gives the illusion that there's more work here than there is. Texas is a really big commercial place, and I don't want to do commercials because you get landlocked into commercials.
Yeah.
It's very rarely you do a commercial and then you can later become like a movie actor. It's kind of, you will kind of landlock yourself into one or the other. And so there's really, I've been doing a lot of indie stuff. I do a lot of work for free, but at a certain point, it gets kind of tiring just doing
Yeah, I
never-ending
get you.
free stuff, just because life is busy. But so I've been doing a lot of theater work. Just did a stage managing show.
Yeah. Shout out to Weatherford Tots. I was about to say Thoughts. But,
Thoughts.
yeah, Thoughts. Like
Theater off the square.
Theater off
yeah.
the square. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
And
Great
I do,
people.
yeah, they're really cool. And I do a lot of work at Granbury Theater too. And
Mm.
I got an opportunity to work at some Fort Worth theaters, but I'm leaving, so
You're
I'll do that
leaving.
when I come back.
Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you going? Tell the audience
Should I
your
look
exact
right into the
location.
camera?
Make sure to use your address.
I
PO
will.
box.
Come visit. I'm moving to Montana in 3 days.
wild.
I'm gonna be going for 5 to 6 months. Yeah, and I'm gonna be working at Yellowstone National Park.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, it was a very impulsive decision. I just hated my job. It's not that I hated it. I should not say that on camera.
All your coworkers
I
watching
know,
this.
someone will find it.
Yeah.
There wasn't any room for growth. I didn't really feel a strong connection to it. And, at some point, you just need a big change.
Heck yeah,
you just want to switch it up. And I had a breakdown one night. That through sobbing tears, I was like, I've always wanted to do this. Let's just apply. And then
you
I got it. Yeah.
I feel like those are like, well, I'll probably get more on this recommendations, but those little impulsive decisions end up being like very cathartic and amazing, and
Very
like they
much
kind of
so.
change the trajectory of your life as like a spiritual person.
Yeah.
It kind of gets you on that
yeah.
path of like where you need to be. Like sometimes you can't explain it, you just got to take that chance on yourself.
Definitely. And I think it's hard because you got 2 Capricorns in the room.
Heck yeah.
Shout out.
Yo, are you a Capricorn? Oh, that's
No, we almost had 3.
Andrew left the room in disgust upon being asked.
But I say that because Capricorns are very methodical, very.
We get shit done, dude.
We do get shit done, but
Honestly.
we think about our decisions very hard, and so this was a very impulsive decision,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's very unlike me, and I think that's why I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for you, man. And well, I guess like with acting, what roles do you gravitate towards? Any specific ones? And what roles do you like? Like, no, I don't want to do
Yeah.
that shit.
I love deep roles. There's a role I always get, and there's a role I want, and I don't get those.
Oh.
I always get the girlfriend role, like the down to earth girlfriend role,
Oh.
which is fine. I know my look. I look like
Down to
yeah.
earth girlfriend.
Yeah, it's fine. I get work, but I always get that role, and so I think I just need to change up my look because I love like a crazy role or a very like emotional over the top role.
Ooh. Any examples of that, like a movie that maybe would have that character?
I gotta think on it. I don't know.
We'll be right back. No, I'm
We'll be right back. Here's a little ad break.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
Bubbler.
Bubbler.
Yeah. No, I get that though.
Yeah.
So what do you not like? Are there any roles where you're like, bro, stop writing characters like that? I don't want to do that.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
cut
Sorry.
me off.
And it's because I play them very often. Well, I played them a lot when I was younger, and I just don't take them anymore. But it's
British
roles, British people, The Conjuring.
Yeah.
No, it is a girlfriend role that has literally nothing but nagging, and I got that a lot when I was younger, and it's typically written by men. Sorry, Aaron.
God, yeah, you're good.
You are not an example of this. I'm just.
Thank you. I'm a worse example.
You're worse. No, but it's just people that. Yeah, I've played characters like this where it's just an evil woman, and it's not an evil woman written by a woman that's trying to say something. It's an evil woman written by someone who has spite against women.
Yeah.
And I don't enjoy those roles, and it's kind of hard because I feel like a lot of actresses, you have to play those just to get like work on your resume and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't like those kind of roles.
No, dude, that is kind of real. Like I sometimes think about, movie stars back in the day or whatever, and this kind of goes for everybody. Just like thinking of, iconic, women roles like Jane Fonda and Clute or whatever, stuff like that, like these iconic roles, and you think of like how many women were just sort of like relegated to
The wife,
or
the
grandma
girlfriend,
or
the
that
best friend or whatever.
Yeah, like sometimes I watch like just 80s movies and it's all like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, what if this person like high-key would have been like the greatest actor ever, but they were just stuck with this. It's
Exactly.
pretty painful.
I I think of the example of like, I think her name's Katherine Heigl or something.
Bro, I have yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about? I think she's blonde.
Knocked Up.
Yeah. And basically she called this out and she was like, hey, I wish women would get better roles. And then she got canceled for it. And so it's very much, oh, you're not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, I always felt bad for her when the whole Knocked Up thing came out because she
Yeah.
wasn't like bashing it. She was like, oh, yeah, it's
No.
kind of, it feels a little sexist. And everybody turned against her.
I
And then
know.
immediately all these stories come out. She's horrible on set.
And that's another reason. That's another reason I'm gonna go back to like being a famous actor does not seem fun because like everyone has opinions. Every single person on this planet has opinions. But when you're an actor, well, you better be careful about what you share
Yeah,
because the internet will turn on you.
The performance
so
never
bad.
dies. You know, always need to be
I
performing. Bro.
know. I think I saw this TikTok that was like, "My whole life's been a performance." If I think about it, I'm
the
like,
TikTok.
"Oh man."
Now that is pretty real. So I guess we can both agree. Like,
What about you? What characters are you like?
dipshit boyfriend number 1.
What
Nah,
about dipshit boyfriend number 2?
I'm above that. I'm the one who actually has a line or whatever. No, yeah, roles on acting.
Keep hitting this.
I don't mind it. Like, I feel like I'm more of a writer director than that. Like, I feel like I'm in someone else's project. I could act well, like in whatever. Just curious, by the way. Like, so if you say for example, like you were a character or whatever, like this horrible character. Like, do you watch that and I don't know, are you cool with other people seeing you in that way? Like, are you kind of subconscious about other people seeing your performance? Yeah.
Because you will be associated with your roles.
Yeah.
Luckily, I think what I'm doing now, more people see and they're better. But some of the things I did when I was younger, just trying to get stuff, I was like, oh, I hope no one sees this. Because it's kind of like, I always think that way about like a horror movie villain or any kind of villain. These actors can play it perfectly and they'll always be associated with that villain.
Mm-hmm.
And I always worry about that of, oh, she's associated with the bitchy girlfriend or
For some reason, like homeboy Ralph Fiennes or Ray Fiennes comes to mind. If you know, like Voldemort, Harry Potter,
because
like
wait, what are you doing?
like because I forget like Schindler's List. He plays like and he's like the most evil fucking character, and then like. But then he's like an English patient or whatever. So it's like, because I agree, like you can be associated with your role, but then I think of like him, like those outliers, like,
I
and
think
it's pretty crazy.
Here's my hot take with this. I think if you have an established career before you play a villain, you'll be fine. But if your first known role is a villain, you're not gonna break out of it.
Dang.
I'm thinking
Take
about
notes
that.
about this.
No, I'm thinking about that kid from Game of Thrones that played
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yeah.
That was really his first big breakout role, and he literally quit acting because of it.
The fact that we're only referring to him by his character.
Yeah.
Kind of proves
Wait,
it.
I met him. His name is Jack Gleason.
Jack Gleason?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I got his autograph, and I told him he was my favorite character on the show. And he
He
got
said,
really
"Stop fucking
scared.
with me."
He was like, "Oh, I don't think I want to know you."
Hey, that was a pretty good British
That wasn't
accent, I
a good
think.
British accent. Thank you for lying, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. I guess acting, lying to people, it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
Really cool, dude. So yeah, I guess industry, being scrutinized or whatever, it's pretty wild. So watching yourself is okay. Do you mind?
I didn't when I was younger, but I do now.
Okay.
I used to refuse. Like, I would leave the room whenever we'd watch my audition tapes back, which in hindsight is a really bad idea because I should have been watching what I was doing and seeing if I should have changed anything.
taking
But
notes.
I know now. You got to separate yourself and be like, that's not me. That's a character.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Any upcoming works for you? Well, I know like you're literally going to be gone for like 5 months, but
I did. We have First Date that we just did.
more on that in a little bit. Yes.
Shout out First Date.
Yeah.
And I just did some TV series. I'm not quite sure the name. I think it's an anagram, but pole. But I don't know
Pole.
what it stands for. But I did that,
Nice.
in which I played a girlfriend. But I got to meet really cool people through it, so
Nice.
yeah. So it was
Damn,
fun.
that candor. I got to play a girlfriend.
I got to play a girlfriend. I'm always playing the girlfriend. And this is my first one where I get to have a girlfriend in First Date. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah.
The audience, all 2 people watching, they're like, what the fuck is First Date? Like, I keep
I'll
talking.
send it. No, we'll get watchers. Don't
Heck
worry
yeah,
about
dude.
it.
Well, I mean, obviously we know each other or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
nevertheless, it's always, nice talking to you. I feel like I got to know you a little more. I know the audience definitely is, getting to know you more. I mean, because they've literally never met you,
Yep.
I don't think. Unless you have like that one stalker watching this or whatever.
I probably do.
Yeah.
With my luck.
Are you big on social media, Bob? You mentioned TikTok, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to get better. I hate social media a lot. I just get burned out with it because I'm very obsessive with it and I get tired. But I try to be posting more on Instagram. I'm gonna make more YouTube videos.
Yes.
I have 14 followers.
Yeah, bro.
Shout out 14 followers.
Bro, you're like monetized now. You're like
I just look at the monitor and I'm look at the camera.
Man,
But,
those instincts, you just find a camera and immediately start acting to it. That's
I know, but I have TikTok, but my TikTok is not serious work. It's me showing off my moldy water bottle and going semi-viral for it.
Bro. Yeah. And I can't. I mean, this shit is kind of molding my Tommy Pickles thing. I don't think really I've washed it in like over a decade or whatever.
Ew,
this little duck needs water to swim and you don't have any.
That's sick.
Yes. Sick. On that note, well, thank you so much, Aimee. It was really great talking to you. I think we're going to end that first segment. Now move into the recommendations. Are you ready for that?
Oh, I am ready.
All right, I'm not because I just stuttered like a motherfucker. All right, cool. Well, we'll just look directly into camera to you. That middle one, feel free if you want to add emphasis to look into your camera. That's cool. I'm going to cough. Oh, shit.
Oh my God.
First I broke my neck. All right, cool. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's going to be pretty simple. It's going to be 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6.
How much can I talk about it?
I'll cut you off immediately if you give like more than 2 sentences.
More than 2 sentences?
No, go ahead.
How am I supposed to sell these?
Sell these like advertising.
I have to sell it. What I'm advertising.
You'll fill it out. I'm sure it'll come naturally. I think you'll be able to tell when me and Andrew just start sweating and looking at you all like, you'll be like, okay, I should probably wrap it up.
Okay, I'll wrap it up.
Nah, cool. Well, hello, audience of Conversations with Aaron. Aimee and I are now going to recommend 6 things to you, to y'all. Like always, most of mine are songs, but I do have potentially an anime and some life advice to share with y'all, so I'm very excited. First song I'm going to recommend to y'all, the first thing I'm going to recommend to y'all is Rodeo by Mama. You know Mama, or you've heard of them?
I'm vaguely familiar, but I don't know like details about the members. I don't know how.
Neither do I. I just know this song goes hard AF. Mama, I've mentioned them before. I think 2022 I kind of mentioned their song Rockstar and kind of how I was like, dude, they have just such a great sound. They kind of have like this 90s, I don't know, like almost like Hole or not No Doubt, but this sort of grungy feel about them. And so when I heard their music, I thought they were from the 90s. Lo and behold, they're like pretty contemporary. This song, I believe, is like their latest single from their latest album, and it's just great. It's like, oh, I love being right. Like, again, 3 years ago, if I can find the clip, it'll play here.
The third thing I want to recommend is going to be another song. It's Rockstar by Mama. This song goes hard as hell. Like, it is just a really rocking song. Just people talking about like rock is dead or whatever. It's like, no, you're just not listening to the like right music. Because like this is like proof that like no, music is alive and very well. Like we're in good hands right now. Yeah, we have some amazing artists or whatever. So yeah, check out Rockstar by Mama. It's an amazing song, and just don't go deaf. Not too loud when you listen to it. But
and we're back. But yeah, because I mentioned like back then, people complain like rock is dead, this, that, or whatever. Because they just. Which I love pop music, by the way, but like I don't subscribe to the notion that rock and all like you gotta like find it.
Well,
and
I don't know. Am I allowed to comment on
stuff? Yes.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm a very talkative person. Yeah.
I'm glad someone is.
I agree. I hate the sentiment, and I'm gonna expand it, but I hate the sentiment whenever
jellyfish.
Yeah. I hate the sentiment whenever people are like, oh, modern music is so bad or modern music is so dead, because I think it's really closed-minded, and music will be going on until the end of time because humans are just naturally going to create. Yeah. It's just going to evolve,
That's what I'm saying, dude. And
yeah.
It just, I don't know. And I do love those people. Like, I wish I was alive in the 70s or 80s, the 70s to listen to Queen, Led Zeppelin. It's like, all right, dipshit. Like, well, how would you have found all those songs? Like, exactly. Spotify, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, how would you have found it?
Like, yeah. It's awful. But yeah, Rodeo, phenomenal song. Mama, a great band. I hope to be seeing them, like, in a week or two. We'll see how money is. I think they're actually playing here in Fort Worth at Tulips. I probably won't be able to afford tickets, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely check them out. Phenomenal band. The album is really great. I think another song is called like Ohio All the Way or something. But some fan I am. I don't even know.
Yeah, I
what
know.
that's like.
Come on.
But yeah, that is my first recommendation.
Am
Aimee,
I
what is
up?
yours? I think so.
Okay, I have a book recommendation.
You're welcome, Stefan.
I I am an English degree holder.
Cheers.
I love to read, and so it's World War Z by Max Brooks.
Oh.
And here's the thing: if you've seen the show,
Movie.
if you've seen the movie, if you've seen the movie, you've gone far back. You know less because
Oh, yeah.
it's such a horrible adaptation.
Mm.
So the movie is just a basic zombie movie, right? Brad Pitt's doing whatever he's doing.
CGI zombies.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Man.
The book is a journalistic account of survivors who survived the apocalypse.
Mm.
And it is a series of interviews. Like, it's written interview style. And it's every chapter is a new story. Like, you have people that use canine units to hunt down zombies. You have underwater welders that would go in and, like, plug up drains and then flood out zombies and whatever. And then you had one blind samurai that was walking through the woods fighting them. And it was
Bruh.
like every story. You had one that, like, someone crashed into the wilderness and had to survive. And it was like every story is its own little pocket. And it was so creative and so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie does not do it justice at all.
Yeah.
And it truly, in my opinion, it should be a TV show. I'm trying to write the pilot script.
Oh yeah.
Because I would write that. Like, it's very episodic. Like, every episode is a different chapter. I think it has a lot of potential.
No.
But it's my favorite book of all time.
Is okay.
Yeah.
Question about the book: is the prose written like objective, or like is there like creativity, or is it simply like just someone like speaking? Like, what's the prose like? Because I've heard of that book.
Yeah.
What's the Because there's that and like a guide, a zombie guide or some shit, right? Isn't
Yeah,
that like
he
that?
wrote one too. That's two
Yeah.
separate books. I have
Okay.
not read the Zombie Guide. He also wrote one about the Harlem Hellfighters, which is a comic series, which is really cool.
Mm.
But it differs chapter by chapter because it's
Okay.
basically he will write it through the person that's getting interviewed. Like, sometimes the person that's getting interviewed is really cold and doesn't give a lot of details.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll reject talking about it. Sometimes they'll be really open. So every chapter is different. It was such a good read, and it's really short. It's like 200, 300 pages.
Yeah.
It's really short. So I'd recommend it.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I remember during the tax test. I'm showing my age. All
The tax
the
test?
tax test, which there was a star test, but that was after
I have
me.
the star test, yeah.
Yeah.
I did a
Tax
star
test,
test.
OG.
Oh.
Yeah, all the kids would always bring that, and
Shout
but,
out.
yeah, that movie is. I remember the thing about that. I was really disappointed because like when it was gonna come out, I think David Fincher was gonna direct it. I was like, that would have been fucking crazy.
That would have been good.
But yeah, it is, I've never read the movie.
It's just
CGI is bad.
I'm a big book lover, and so there is nothing worse than taking an incredible book and making a half-assed adaptation.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing worse. At that point, you are taking the characters' names.
It's awful.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's like personal
Walks off
attack.
set like I can't do
I
it.
can't do it.
No, well, World War Z, great
Yeah.
book.
By Max Brooks.
Max Brooks, yeah, son of Mel Brooks, I believe, right? I'm pretty sure. I'll fact
Is
check
that
if I'm wrong.
serious?
Like, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure he's a son of Mel Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah, my
I
name
hope
is.
I'm right.
No, you know how everyone has the same last name is related to each other. You know, I'm related to Owen Wilson. So
Oh, Wilson. Really? Oh man.
yeah.
But ironically, not Luke Wilson. Well, more on that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But all right, cool. Well, thank
Okay,
you for your
you're up.
recommendation. All right, well, my second recommendation, by the way, thank you for that,
Mm-hmm.
is gonna be Chewing Gum by Aimee and the Sniffers. Very punk, very awesome. I think I don't think they're like a new band, but this is like a song I heard for them like a couple of months ago. Phenomenal. I believe they're Australian.
Oh, shout out.
Yeah. Sure. Oh yeah, because you want to move there eventually.
I want to
right?
go to Australia
One
eventually.
day. Perhaps you'll see this band.
Okay.
Yeah, just great work. Punk, the vocalist is just like killing it on this. Like, so much personality is behind her voice. She's just like kind of not screaming, but just like, viciously kind of attacking, the singing or whatever. It's really great, very fun, and my writing process sometimes is like literally just repeating a song for like hours on end while I write. And this is kind of a song that for the script dent and text I'm writing, there's this big scene that takes place at a bar, and I was like, I need ambiance. So I was kind of like listening to this, like writing it, and I was like, oh yes. And then I opened my eyes. I'm like, oh, it's just gibberish, because I wasn't actually looking at my keyboard. But great song. Check it out. Check out the band too. Phenomenal. Phenomenal little punk rock band, and again goes to our thing that there is great music now. You just kind of have to find it. And shout out 91.7 KXT, my preferred radio station. That's where I that's where I heard Chewing Gum. Yeah,
Nice.
that's my second.
Yeah.
What's yours? I don't want to snap my neck. My neck just breaks.
I also want to say I whenever I write too, I'm listening to the same song over.
Yeah, bro.
And it's always
Capricorns.
like my top listened to, like at Spotify,
Yeah.
like wrapped at the end of the year, and people are like there was like, what was it? There's this TikTok song called "I Like the Way You Kiss Me," and it's
nice.
super cheesy, but I guess I listened to that while I was writing, and I zoned out, and that was my top Spotify to listen to.
Oh no! Oh, this song! Oh god!
No, it's so embarrassing because people were like, "That's not even a good song." I was like, "No, but I was writing anyway." My second recommendation is a food place.
Oh.
I'm gonna bring out all the stops.
Bet.
This I am telling you to check out Crooked Crust in Denton, Texas.
Oh yes, yes.
It is on Fry Street, and this place is amazing. Okay, it has unlimited toppings. You can get a whole pizza or slice. I always get the cauliflower crust.
Nice.
It's good vibes. They are open late, so when you're drunk and you need good food, you
Just
can walk in
stuffy,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that place.
Man, what toppings do you like?
I will always get like a super load of veggies.
Load veggies. Okay.
Spinach, broccoli, pineapple.
Could not
whole
be me,
thing.
bro. I'm a carnivore all the way through. Like it just.
Mm-mm.
I hate that, like, because obviously, you know, I lived in Denton for a couple of years. I only ever went there like a handful of times. It was.
It's so good. Well, it's right across from the campus, so anytime I just came like out of class, I was like, oh, this is my go-to.
Damn, bro. I don't know. If they ever remake Do the Right Thing, that Spike Lee movie.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that movie?
No.
Okay, well that.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
All right, that joke's not gonna work then. People who've seen Do the Right Thing, y'all probably know where I was going with that joke.
Oops. What's your third one?
Yeah, we'll just end that conversation.
Oh, that's all I had. I
Alright.
had just Crooked Crust.
Shout out Crooked Crust. But yes, my third song is gonna be one that I maybe can relate. There's certain songs in my life that end up being kind of like my all-time favorites. I can sort of remember the place and time I was, what I was doing, like when I heard them, and that happens a lot more than you would think. The most recent being with this song, "Lost," and in parentheses, "A Call" by Leah Lane, I believe is her name. I just got done running and I turned on the radio, 91.7 KXT, wink, and this came on, and it's pretty simple. If you know me, I kind of prefer like heavy, you know, fast punk rock music. But this is really just vocals and a piano, and but it like took me away. Like I couldn't not listen to it. Usually I get in my car, you know, turn on my Bluetooth, you know, blast, whatever. But I couldn't not listen to this. It's like 4 minutes, and I happened upon it like right when it started, and I just was immediately absorbed by it and like enraptured by it. And so I had to like listen to it all the way through. It's gut wrenching. It's beautiful. It's haunting. It's just so magnificent. And again, that's why I really love 91.7 KXT, because they play local music, and I believe this is a local artist. And you know, you hear it, and I looked it up. It wasn't on Spotify. It was on YouTube and only had like 1,000 views, maybe even less. And I'm like, dude, like this is great. Like just think of how much like work is out there that's phenomenal. That like you know,
that's
people.
really cool.
Yeah, and so please check this song out. It's great, and perhaps it'll, you know, touch you the way it touched me. I fucking hate using that word, touch me, but what would be? You're an English major. What would have been a better word to use?
I don't know about that one, fam.
All right, well, perhaps it'll enrapture you like it enraptured me. I should have just used the mother.
There you go.
All right, well, cool. Well, that's my third recommendation. Aimee, what is yours?
Give us a synonym back there. What are we thinking about?
You got that computer? Just
Google.
that thesaurus online. All right, but what's your third?
What's my third one? I have two movies because I couldn't decide.
Bet.
So I'll go through both of them fast. They're both horror movies.
Nice.
Because that's my favorite genre.
Oh.
The first one is a very underrated movie. It came out in 2020, and that's the reason no one has seen it, is because it went straight to streaming.
Oh, 20.
It is called Underwater, and it has Kristen Stewart in it, and it's a kind of a spoiler, but it's a Cthulhu telling.
I did not know that. I thought it was like
Yeah.
I thought it was more like Alien or something. I didn't,
Yeah, if
Cthulhu's
you
fucking wild.
know Cthulhu, like the Lovecraft lore, it's
Yeah.
very cool. And I love and it's gonna talking to my second movie, but I love when movies are set in one location and you have to get out of that location.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really you have to. It makes or breaks screenwriting because you're in one place. You can't have a lot of secondary characters. You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
have, so you gotta write them well. So I really like that one. And then the second one is As Above, So Below, and this came out.
Shout out, Dad. My dad loves that movie.
As Above, So
Yeah.
Below. What's your dad's name?
Samuel.
Shout out Samuel.
Yeah.
This came out in 2014, and it is a group of explorers that go and explore the catacombs underneath Paris, and it becomes Dante's Inferno, and every layer is a layer of hell.
I bet because it's found footage.
It's found footage.
Yeah.
It's essentially, I call it like an underrated or undiagnosed Lara Croft movie.
Really?
It's
Okay.
probably the closest we're ever gonna get.
Man.
Because she's very Lara Croft, the main character. Like, she speaks a bunch of languages. She's an explorer. She's British, and so she's very Lara Croft. But
Damn, bro.
it's a great movie, and I've been to the catacombs in Paris, and so I got to see where they filmed. Because they actually filmed in the catacombs.
Dang, bro. You have like the exact same experience.
I did. It was creepy. It's really creepy down there. It's cool. There were children down there just chilling. I was
Really?
like, guys, why are you
and
in
then
school?
the people who are with you, they're like, Aimee, there weren't any children. What you see, you're like, oh
Do you know
shit.
people party down there?
Real-
Yeah, that's what our tour guide was saying. They throw raves, they go swimming in the rivers, like.
See, bro, that's that shit. Like people talking about, like that's unrealistic. People would never do that in a horror movie.
No, they would.
And then you hear, yeah.
French people are crazy. But anyway, that is underrated and no one's ever seen it. It's not the best movie, but I love it.
No, yeah, I've heard again. Like my dad, it's crazy because I remember he got on Blu-ray randomly, like years. Like I think it was like 2014. He's like, you need to see this
2014,
movie. So I have it. I low key have forgotten to give it back to him. So it's been like 11 years.
That's yours now.
Yeah. What's your favorite horror movie? Real quick. Or a movie that scares you.
Are we talking that scares me?
Yeah, a movie that scares you.
Is Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
OG.
because cannibals freak me out, and even though I've been watching Yellow Jackets,
Oh yeah.
but
Shout out Sophie Thatcher.
but Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it's set in Texas, it's close to home. Feral people scare me.
Yeah.
But I loved it, and I love when she's covered in blood at the end, laughing.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Dang. Okay, then Patrick Bateman. But,
I didn't like that movie.
oh, the
Sorry.
movie, the American Psycho.
No.
Movie? Oh, all good. Nice. I want to because you mentioned World War Z, so I started thinking of this movie called Zombie 2, Lucio Fulci. Infamous for this eye scene where this chick gets her. But
Can I say another one?
yeah, go ahead.
Cabin in the Woods,
Cabin in the Woods.
the comedy.
Okay, yeah, that's a solid little movie.
Yeah, that's a horror movie.
yeah, it works. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I was just curious. I always because that movie Zombie 2 like scares the shit out. Like the music alone is like
Yeah.
terrifying. I know someone's probably watching this or whatever. A baby's probably watching this and making fun of my ass for being scared of that movie. But it's so spooky. I don't know.
There's pockets of horror, and I have different horror movies for different, like horror comedy, horror romance, horror whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
I think I'm just like music and ominous like vibes kind of freak me out. Like
yeah.
like
Have you
Only
seen
Time by Enya,
Insidious?
Clocks by Coldplay scare me for some reason. I don't know.
Okay, valid though.
Yeah.
Valid.
Something like if I'm alone in a room and it's dark and like Clocks by Coldplay plays, I guess.
No, because I know what you're talking about, because there's certain songs that give me an anxious feeling. I can't think of an example, but there are songs that, like, I remember someone said some Bruno Mars song. I think Locked Out of Heaven gives them anxiety.
Okay. Nothing on You kind of.
Yeah.
Cursed by, well, that's like Bob, I think, but yeah.
Yeah. Also Love Insidious, the first one.
That was I
That's
have
very
fond memories.
disturbing, and I love it. I watched that when I was 11.
Damn, bro.
Who was letting me watch these things?
Some really cool parents, I'd say.
They didn't know what I was up to.
Possibly.
Anyway.
Man, well, great stuff. Sorry to get sidetracked on
Yeah,
that.
sorry. We'll
But,
rein it in.
No, yes. Oh, yeah. My next recommendation will definitely rein it in. My next recommendation is not going to be a song or movie. It's going to be Therapy.
Oh,
yeah,
shout out.
this the tonal whiplash.
Shout out.
But no, yeah, therapy for real, dude. I'm kind of getting back into it. Mental health, it's really important or whatever, and or whatever.
Or whatever.
And it's okay, I guess. But sometimes I think, how things can impact people emotionally, and we kind of keep that in, and just really thinking how something traumatizing can affect you for like years on end. Like years is a long time, dude. And I really think therapy is important to like kind of massage that and to sort of assuage those like issues that you have and whatnot. And because Lord knows, I'm nearing 30, and there's some traumatic events that have happened in my life that I talk to friends about, which is great. But like sometimes like therapy is kind of like what you need. I feel like it's an integral part of life, quite frankly, to really help you make sure you're okay. Because sometimes you think you're okay, but then you realize like the habits you're doing, like, oh, what do you mean this isn't?
Sometimes your friends can't give you what you need to hear, or the right tools to give.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, definitely therapy. There's nothing wrong with doing it or whatever. It's not unmanly or any of that bullshit or whatever.
Definitely. I think it's more like secure in your masculinity if you're going to therapy and you're actually making efforts to heal yourself and not pass that on to people around you.
Heck yeah, bro. Break that cycle. Break that cycle.
Yeah.
Wear a thing of suspenders or whatever. Be manly and go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
But yes, do that. And shout out to Psychology Today, because that's where I found my current therapist.
Nice.
And shout out to Parker and Mari for introducing me to Psychology Today.
Good.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your recommendation?
Therapy as well.
Yeah,
No. Mine is a girl group, musical girl group called The Beaches. They are an all-girl group. They've been around for like 10 years, and they're just now kind of blowing up. I went to their concert a few months ago, and they're the reason I can't really hear out of this ear as well anymore.
That's
but they're amazing. I think they've kind of blown up in popularity because I think TikTok got a hold of one of their songs. Nothing wrong with that. They're getting good flowers. I think some of them are gay. I don't really know.
Nice.
One definitely has a gay haircut, and she's killing it. Like, I think. Oh my God, that sounds bad.
She has my haircut. I'm like, oh yeah, she's definitely.
No, but they are incredible, and I have 3 songs you should check out by them. First one is their most popular. I think is on TikTok. It's called Blame Brett. Second one is Living in a Haze. And the third one is my favorite, called Your Body, Feet, My Lips.
Wait, say that one more time.
Your Body, Feet, My Lips.
Oh, I thought you said
like
your
FT.
body. I thought it was like your body, like, and then feet, and then lips. I was like,
lips.
That's how they get that hand, mouth, and foot disease.
But they're really good.
Nice. Yeah. That is kind of crazy. I hear like TikTok like blows up songs or whatever. And that's might actually be an avenue. Like
I think it's incredible. I get most of my music from TikTok edits, and I found a lot of good artists from it.
Yeah. I might recommend this on a future episode, but a song that I guess is a TikTok song I heard in this movie called Presence. It's called like Covet by Basement. I just heard it from Presence, but I looked it up and apparently TikTok. I was like, shout out TikTok. But well, thank you. One more time, they're called The Beaches.
The Beaches.
Okay,
and
nice.
I didn't realize this until after when I was telling my coworkers about it, but they were like, "Oh, like bitches. That's funny." I was like, "Oh, I guess so."
I thought it was like the Bengals from the 80s.
I know.
We're both
I was
wrong.
like, yeah. Apparently, they opened for the Rolling Stones. Some very drunk lady, when I went to this concert, got all up in my space and was telling me, "Oh, they're just gonna go so far. They opened for the Stones." I was like,
gosh.
"Okay, thank you."
Thank you, lady.
Yeah,
I'm
but
scared.
they're really cool. I think you'd like them.
Okay, nice. I'm sure I will check them out, and I hope y'all check them out as well. Alrighty, down to our final 2 recommendations.
Yes, we are.
Nice reflexes.
Thank you.
My 5th recommendation is gonna be kind of vague, but hopefully not. I'm just gonna call it like "Let Things Breathe." This kind of ties into like why I wanted to go to therapy. PTSD from stuff that happened in my early 20s, late teens, but like no bullshit, I did have like this huge fear of just like passing away at a young age. And so I felt in my mid to late 20s, which I mean, I'm in my late 20s now, I would encounter people or things and I felt like everything had to be like done. You know, if it was a friend, I immediately had to be cool with them. If it was a romantic interest, I immediately had to be in love with them. And I just, it just like felt weird. It felt like, oh, 'cause something might happen to me or whatever. So I want this immediately. But as I've, grown out of that, thanks to the help of therapy and some best friends, shout out Stefan and Mari, you kind of realize, again, one of those things like to you think it's normal, right? Like, oh no, just like rushing, but it's like, no, that's not necessarily. And
it's okay to take your time.
Yes, thank you. let me hit this Oscar-winning performance. Let me. No, I'm
Start crying.
Yeah.
I'll kick you in the shin.
Yeah,
Do
I'll
a
get some of my
close-up.
sweat from my forehead. But yeah, really just letting things breathe. You meet someone like, let friendships develop and whatnot, and just like let it kind of happen. Kind of recognize, you have a lot of life left to live. Nothing has to happen right away. Life is about exploring and going through those ups and downs and those different avenues. Always think back like, well, if you bought a fucking book or whatever, it's on like one page, like. Have it be a nice, book with multiple chapters, sequels, even a franchise.
Ooh.
Oh, Disney's like, do I hear IP?
Prequels.
Yeah, prequels. Yeah. But yeah, so that's my recommendation. Hopefully it kind of made sense, but yeah, let things breathe.
Nice.
Thank you.
My 5th recommendation is Yellowstone National Park.
Nice.
Because I gotta rep that park anytime I go. I love nature. I love to hike. I love the beauty of the natural world. And I'm moving there soon, and I'm gonna work that park.
Damn. Oh, you're gonna work that park? Yeah.
I'm gonna work that park, and it's a really safe park. It's the safest of the United States.
Thank God.
The most dangerous is Yosemite. They have the most deaths per
Shit,
year.
I'm not surprised. Just say that name, Yosemite. That shit sounds dangerous. Fuck, Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, but Yellowstone is very beautiful. It is about 25 million acres. It's gigantic.
That's pretty big.
It's our biggest U.S. park in the United States. And it is incredible.
Bro, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited for you.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see all the wildlife. They have bears, foxes, wolves, buffalo. Bison, I should say.
Bison.
It's not buffalo, but yeah.
Man. And then Aaron wouldn't have known the difference. I'm like, oh, yes, awesome.
I should have just lied. There's a difference, and I got yelled at when I went last time because I think it's the American bison because the American buffalo were hunted to extinction.
Ooh.
And now all we have is buffalo associated with water buffaloes. I'm sorry. My hyperfixation, my ADHD hyperfixation is coming out. I'm like, let me tell you about this park.
No, that's all.
But
Bison.
go visit.
Yes, please.
And it spans Montana, Wyoming, and Utah.
Nice. And then the little Yellowstone Park sheriff standing right there is like, good, Aimee, good. And he puts his gun down. He's like, yes.
His gun down? Is he going to shoot
the final
me?
test.
I want to be a ranger there one day, but it takes a lot of work.
Damn. Hey, you got it. There's anyone that can do it.
Oh,
It's you.
thank
You
you.
got this. Well, cool. Well, that actually kind of ties into my last recommendation. For this, I'm actually going to temporarily look at my camera or whatever. I'm going to look through. Thank you for doing all right.
On it.
All right. My 6th and final recommendation is going to be fucking touch grass. All right, back to camera 2. All right.
That is a good that is a good segue.
Yeah,
We
bro.
didn't even plan that.
Yeah, literally touch grass, my boys, everybody. Just like I can admit, like, sometimes I feel like I'm addicted to my phone or whatever, but like, damn, dude, just sometimes you just really need to take a break from that stuff. Or that's why I'm kind of like, dude, maybe it's the move. I think it's gonna be my last year in Texas anyhow, but just moving away for a little bit, and I just, the world is complicated, all this shit going on, politics, whatever. It seems like if you just get on your phone, there's gonna be something that just pisses you off or whatever. Sometimes for good reason, but man, if you just consume that all day, like, it'll consume you.
Definitely.
And just really, it's really important, just to like take a break and like know that, yes, that is a part of life. I'm not going to say like all, media you see online is like untrue or whatever. A lot of it, can be, but like, you got to realize, like, just, again, like touching grass, like nature, all like that's just as real or whatever, like tangible things, building relationships, meeting people. That's a lot more important, I think. And, again, I'm in that weird zone where like I'm a millennial, but kind of Gen Z. So I grew up with like analog and stuff. And
You're like Gen X though, right?
Gen X.
I think that's where you
Gen
would be.
Yeah, I'm more like baby boomer. But yeah, just kind of my point in doing that is like I kind of had that upbringing where I wasn't on the internet a lot, and I kind of took a break from that. And so just it's really important. It's easy to get consumed, and I'm guilty of it. And but yeah, just every once in a while, just touch grass. You don't necessarily have to be in the same place forever. Move out the city. Take a chance on yourself like Aimee. I think Aimee's a great example of that. And sometimes it can be a little scary or whatever, but just take a chance on yourself, dude. And yeah, touch grass.
Touch grass. Nice.
All right.
That was a good segue. I have to remember that myself a lot, that as bad as life is online, you can set it down.
Yeah.
It does not come with you.
Yeah. I'll put this TikTok down.
I know. A lot of times I will just leave my phone at home and leave the house.
Yeah. Honestly.
And my parents get mad at me, and I'm like, girl, you grew up in the 70s, 80s. You got to live without a phone. It's my turn.
And they're like, oh, you right.
Yeah. But my last piece of advice is it's advice, not suggestion. It is that life is too short to spend all your time worrying about what others are thinking. I spent most of my childhood obsessed with how other people were perceiving me and being a people pleaser and being like, oh, is that thing really embarrassing what I just did? Like, everyone's going to be looking at me. Everyone's going to be thinking about it. Dude, just the reality of life is that you are going to be more embarrassed than anyone else is. Like, they're going to forget about it in maybe a day, maybe two. They're not going to remember. So you need to live your life for you. But in truth, live your life with a true kindness for others, a true kindness for yourself, and with a continuing curiosity for what life has for you.
Yeah.
And really just be flexible with how life is going to throw at you. I have lived 1,000,001 lives ever since I was a child. Oh, it says 0.
Oh, no, it's cool.
Okay, well, I was cut off.
Yeah.
But I have lived 1,000,001 lives. I gotta look back at this 1 second.
Oh, you're fine. Damn, that 0 really throw you off.
I know, I was on a roll. Anyway, just be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Always have a curiosity for life. I think life always has something amazing to show you if you leave yourself open to it.
Yeah.
And that in a very scary way, nothing is permanent, and that can be good. And now I used to think about it really bad, like, oh, what's the point of trying this? It's going to end at one point. But that's kind of the joy of life, is you can live 1,000,000 different lives. Just be kind and open-minded.
No, we shout out the Orson Welles quote that I literally live my life by.
Which
is if you want your story to have a happy ending, that depends, of course, on where you end your story.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, as a kid, I saw it as a negative. I'm like, oh, well, that means it's going to get bad. It's like, well, no, it could also, if it's bad, it could become happy.
Yeah.
So it always makes you want to just keep going or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, that was beautiful. That was very well said.
Thank you. I know the 0 threw me off.
Just like
I know. I was like, oh, I gotta wrap it up because
hitting that.
Okay, I'm gonna give the viewers just some FYI. I was like, how can I yap on this? And they were like, oh, let's keep it kind of short. And I was like, oh, I thought I ran out of time.
Girl, we ran out of time 10 minutes ago.
I've just been talking this whole time.
No, that was really great, dude.
Yeah, that's fun.
Those are genuinely beautiful recommendations. Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. And alrighty, well, hope you all enjoy those recommendations. We are going to take a quick break now. While we take a break, you're going to see some of our audience recommendations, and you also see some social media handles of Aimee's, if she's cool with that. And do be sure to follow her. And stick around. You won't want to miss the work spotlight section. I'm so happy for that. I'll pretend like I pronounced that okay. But stick around, and we'll be right back. Boop. And we're back. Thank you so very much for sticking around. And thank you, Aimee, for sticking around. Not skedaddling with Andrew or whatever. Like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. All right, cool.
Andrew's gone.
He's been gone. But, all right, well, I think we're going to look at some of your works now. I'm very, very excited. Some of your acting work. And I believe the first clip we're going to watch is by a movie called, how do you say, Second Date? First?
It's one of those.
Clip by First Date. And before we watch it, any context you'd like to give for this particular scene or project? I was out of breath.
This was a 2-day shoot. It was really fun. Met a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
And this was a very comfortable, safe space to film. Which camera is it? This one?
It's Annie. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was a very fun shoot to do. So
glad.
Enjoy it.
Enough said. All right, here's a clip from a First Date. All right, bam, let's check this out.
You always knew?
Yeah, but I never really understood it. I thought my factory settings needed a reset. But then my aunt came out when I was a teen, and she made me realize that there was nothing wrong with me. That my settings were completely normal.
And your family was cool with it?
I think they were too busy worrying about other shit to really care about it. I've never really had a relationship, so the first time I bring a chick home, I'm sure there will be some questions. Probably some eyebrows raised, and they'll realize that my obsession with Shigo from Kim Possible was more than me just liking the color green. But we can cross that bridge when we get there. For right now, I'm just trying to find someone that will put up with me, and that's hard enough.
Fantastic. My goodness, Aimee. Great performance. And
Thank you.
good stuff. Well, some things on that. Describe your character in that. What sort of... so presumably your character is on a first date, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
First date, we did some character work when we were at the library doing our first read-through, where we kind of went through what we thought our characters were going through. And I think she was someone who was kind of just wary to fall in love again, but excited to. We do get to hear about coming out, which is always a really scary process for people. And I mean, this is why I love this character in this film so much, is I wasn't playing a girlfriend of a man for once. I got to play a potential girlfriend of a woman.
Yes.
But I think it was such a sensitive, delicate moment that I really, really loved.
Nice.
And it's the first time we see them getting really intimate, because they do talk about some personal stuff earlier in the short. But
Are you a virgin?
Are you a virgin? But this is when we really get to see kind of walls coming down, and it's really fun.
Yeah, and how is that, like the subject matter and whatnot, is kind of like easy to tap into or whatever? Like, is there any like hesitance, like, oh, subject matter, if it's about coming out, like I need to do you approach that like any differently, like a little more sensitive? Do you how's that feel?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think I'm sorry, I just hit this. I think I'm definitely more sensitive about it, because so many people struggle with coming out, and so many people, it's a very new topic. I mean, it's since the dawn of time, people have been coming out, but especially in modern day, it can seem really scary at times, and coming out to your family is always so scary. And so, yeah, it was definitely something sensitive, and I just kind of wanted to tap into kind of her emotions about that. But she seems very much at peace with how it went now. Yeah. Nice.
Very nice. And how was it playing, like, the potential girlfriend of a girl as opposed to, like, a girlfriend or potential girlfriend of a guy? Bro, I'm spitting right now.
Can I just say, I loved playing the potential girlfriend of a girl because I feel like I had a character.
Nice.
And I feel like I had my own character that was just trying to connect to another human being. Because when I've played just girlfriends in the past, the entire, like...
Those big, Andrew just like, God damn.
Sorry. Whenever I played, like, girlfriends of men in the past, or potential girlfriends of men, it's very much like the only thing I'm allowed to do is try to flirt with him and get him to like me. And my whole character is, how does this man like me, Whereas this was very much like she was her own person, and she's trying to let this new woman into her life. Gotcha. And it was two people coming together with mutual stuff, and not just me, like, it's like the Ken and Barbie thing, like someone playing a guitar at you for like 20 minutes. It wasn't me just trying to flirt at you. It was two people coming together.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. Sometimes my
sense.
allegories don't make any sense, but to me they do.
That was pretty shabby. You heard me speak. No, you're good. It's really great, and I want to talk about like the actual like filming of that. What was that like? Lying on the grass. What were the conditions of that shoot? Yeah, describe that, because when we watch it, it seems very natural. It seems like the weather is probably like a nice like 65, 70. Is that true?
Yes. You can actually see in one of the scenes, I don't know if it's this one that we just watched, but you can see Heather's hand raised, and you can see she's wearing a glove.
Oh, yeah.
We shot this late January, and I don't know if you guys know anything about January in Texas. It's very cold. and we were outside in 20-degree weather.
Bro, it was like 7-degree weather.
It was so cold, and there was wind. And so we decided we were having a long shoot night, and we were like, let's go get coffee from McDonald's. Let's just try to wake up. And so we drank a little bit of this coffee, and then we put it down. We were filming. And I think when someone picked it up to, like, go leave, it was frozen.
Yeah.
It was frozen. And we were like, and I just remember we were losing our mind during this shoot because we were so cold because it was supposed to be summer. And so I was in, like, this thin, like, tank top. I think we were trying to wear coats and make it look natural, but we were huddled under a blanket. And at some point, we were just huddled around the shoot lights, imitating it was a fire. We were like, it's gonna get all hot and warm, and it was so much fun.
Dude, well, first up, yeah, just to illustrate how crazy, the conditions were. If we have, I'm gonna play this clip. I'm pretty sure it's Aimee.
Of us screaming?
Screaming, yeah. Insert clip now.
Tatum and Jose.
All right, perfect.
You're all reenacted.
It's so scary. What makes it better is the copy I have of it. It's like 5 pixels or whatever, so it's just so scary. But great. And so, like, when you're in conditions like that, like, because, like, again, when we watch it, like, and it's not even.
I just took a sip of water. And I started thinking about the 5 pixels because the version I have is also 5 pixels. It looks like it was filmed on a calculator.
Like 1 megahertz. So, like, because again, when we watch it, like, you wouldn't really think that you're cold. You're kind of like locked in. And I mean, is that just when you're performing, are you able to kind of like disregard that? Like, how are you able to, like, maintain that? Just like, being natural or whatever, because it's really a phenomenal performance, like, all things considered, with the conditions and so forth.
Thank you.
End of sentence.
Yeah. And I think part of it was you and the whole crew made it such a comfortable filming environment that I felt really safe to be so vulnerable and make cool choices. But just want to throw that out there. Ooh, I'm flashing people again. Sorry.
Aaron just like
just cut it.
I'm not looking
cut
at
it. I'm sorry. I like to dissociate a lot when I'm filming. That sounds bad, but it's very much like you lock into a performance. It's really the theater of it all. Like when you learn how to do stage work, you are gonna have hecklers in the crowd. You're gonna have people. What was that?
That was my shoulder.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a little more painful than usual. I'm sorry.
Anyway, you're gonna have people that heckle you. You're gonna have people that shout. You're gonna have people that talk during your performance, and you just need to lock in. And so it's very much like you put all personal aside and you just feel this character and you lock into where they are in the moment. And yeah.
Okay, nice.
Don't think about how cold you are. Actually, it made it helpful to kind of lock into that character because I wasn't thinking about how freaking cold I was. Yeah. At some point, I lost feeling in my toes, and we had to like sit in a car for like 40 minutes because I couldn't drive.
That's when we went to IHOP after, right? And
yeah.
I was
love IHOP.
Oh, good.
And you got
the Denton spot.
And he got a plate of steak dropped on him.
Oh yeah, shout out Tatum for ordering that goddamn T-bone steak that fell all over.
Right. After a like 10-hour shoot day. So good.
I deserved it, honestly. But really great, and kind of last thing about that, it's it's a bit meaty of a monologue and whatnot, and how do you kind of like? Are you pretty good at just memorizing like dialogue, and like is it daunting at all, or?
Yeah.
End of sentence.
I will say the one good thing that came out of starting acting when I was really young is learning how to memorize, because I would be given scripts for auditions at 9 a.m. and have to go do them at 1 p.m. And you have to memorize them for the audition. And so I have learned how to get really good at memorizing really fast. And yeah, it's just kind of a skill. Some people have it, some people don't. I like to do a thing. I learned this at UNT, and it's a very insane thing, but it works for me, where you if you have a really long monologue, you write the first letter of every word.
Oh.
And so you do it like that. And so when you look at the letters, you'll be able to remember what you're saying. And also monologues are easy because you just know what you're doing. But when you're in a scene that's really word heavy, literally just listen to your partner. So much of acting is just listening.
Yeah.
And I know people say that, and you just got to lock it in, because people are like, oh, how am I going to memorize my lines? And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard if your line is like, what? How? whoa. But if your line is directly correlated with something someone's saying to you, it makes it so easy.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that's very true. And I think, like,
Yeah.
Jack Lemmon, Robert De Niro had that same advice, too. It's like, bro, just fucking listen.
Just
Like,
listen. Like,
yeah, it's like someone says, like, I hate you. You're going to react to that naturally.
Yeah.
Man, so that'd be cool. So you're not that Marlon Brando. Like, you're not lying in the grass, like, looking for the cue cards, like, oh, yeah. And it's just like, wait.
did he do that?
Oh, well, damn. Well, there goes that joke. Yeah, Marlon Brando used to do. There's a famous picture which will pop up here of Marlon Brando reading cue cards off of Robert Duvall in The Godfather.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Sorry, no judgment. He's Marlon Brando. He can do what he wants.
yeah,
He
yeah.
can do what he wants.
Well, great stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, yeah. I guess sort of wrap up. Any how'd it feel eventually watching that performance? Okay, I guess because I edited and directed the movie or whatever. How'd it feel like? So we're seeing a lot of cutting away from it. How was that kind of like reading the script or whatever, doing your performance and then seeing the final product? Like, oftentimes you're like, oh, it kind of went like that. I wasn't expecting it. Like, are you able to sort of just give way to the editing or whatever, or do you like remember what you did and you're like, oh, that's not how I said it then. Oh, they use that take, they combine that. Like, how was that for you?
Yeah.
I think that was a question.
No, it was. It just, you asked a lot, and so I'm like, how do I answer all of these at once? I mean, I was really happy with this performance. And I was happy with the shots that you used. To be honest, like, sometimes I don't even remember what I do when I'm filming. So when I see it, I'm like, yeah, I must have done that. Clearly I did it. But I'm happy. I've never had a shoot where I was unhappy. That's a lie. I have had a shoot. I'm not going to name names, but just weird angles that they used to film. But I was really happy with this. I liked the cutting back and forth. I really liked it.
Okay, nice.
Sorry, you asked more questions.
I'd be real. I've kind of like just blacked out at a certain point. I just kept talking and talking.
This is amazing for us. We just start talking and blacking
Man,
out.
what a great host.
We keep talking about blacking out. We did not do any shots before this. We're not
Oh, no.
drunk.
I mean, there's a bubbler on, and then you're drinking a Celsius.
Shut up, bubbler.
And I washed these this morning with soap, so I don't know.
5% alcohol.
5%. Really?
No, I shouldn't say that.
Bubbler CEO, like, that's a fucking lie.
You're gonna get a lawsuit.
All right, great. Well, amazing first, and again, thank you for your kind
you.
words to that or whatever. Hopefully that didn't seem like me just like, so tell me how great this movie was.
No, I
me being the
really liked
creator.
it. I had a really fun time filming this because I can talk about it later, but I've had a lot of bad experiences with directors. And I know you're really hard on yourself, but like seriously, you make it such a good atmosphere because you let us make choices. You let us be kind of free. You weren't like controlling. And honestly, there's nothing worse as an actor than a very controlling director because you don't feel like you can do a lot. It's not fun.
Especially if it's like in a film that you're not getting paid and the director is like a local student or whatever. Yeah.
Actually, it's been a lot of my experience.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well,
It's
cool.
okay.
Thank you. And, hopefully we'll work again together.
We will.
Yeah, that's great. Well, all right, cool. Well, we're going to move on to the second clips now.
Okay.
And I guess, for these, we'll go ahead and play these clips back to back. The NTTV ones, I believe they're Looking Back. Oh, wait. No, it's
You got it. You were so close.
Look Back. No, that's an anime movie that I fucking... Wall back. Camera back.
Looking glass.
Looking back. Oh.
Looking glass. So
Okay.
there's a window. So,
Wait, so it's...
Looking glass.
Because there's two clips, right? What's the one where you're doing the picnic outside?
Looking glass.
Looking Glass. Okay, so that'll be the first clip.
It's called Out of Body, Out of Mind,
There you-
Looking Glass.
Ah, okay, like Knives Out, A Glass Onion.
I know.
All right,
It's
cool.
like,
So we'll watch that clip first, and then we'll watch the one
Back
of
to
you in the
you.
car. Okay, damn.
Yes.
Man, your boy's struggling. God damn.
no, you're doing good.
All right, well, would you like to give some context behind these two clips? I know they are different, so we will break them down individually, but yeah.
These are from two shows I did in college, and I included them because I also don't have a lot of footage right now. I'm trying to collect up footage, but this was very important development for learning to act with people my own age and work with people my own age, and has a lot of fun memories. So That's not context, but that's context for this.
Hey, that makes sense. All right, well, let's go ahead and check out these 2 clips right quick. Titles of which will appear here.
To us.
So I spoke to the realtor, and it looks like we'll be getting the keys next week.
You still think we made the right choice?
There you go, second guessing again. I think we have a real future in this house. I can feel it. It feels like destiny.
There's no way to know that, though. Doesn't it scare you?
Matt, you can't always wait for things to feel right. I mean, sometimes you just gotta take a leap.
I got you an interview.
And
Don't even start it with me. I set the time and everything. It's small, but it's a good job. You can live with me until you get more settled.
All right, excellent work.
We
Excellent
weren't
work.
talking through that.
Heck yeah. Dude, I'm keeping all that audio. All right, great. Well, that first clip, describe that shoot.
That was the very first. I need to stop looking at this monitor. It's not there.
No, you're good.
I feel so awkward because I know that I'm just looking straight at you. But that was the first shoot I did in college with the program that we have called NTTV, North Texas Television.
Shout out.
And that's actually where I met a lot of my film friends I still have today. It's where I got a lot of more experience because when I was doing acting growing up, I was only an actor. I didn't get to see behind the scenes. I didn't get to see gaffers. I didn't get to see lighting. I didn't get to see audio. I didn't get to see any part except for acting. And I was in a trailer most of the time. So this was the first time I got to see something like actually the whole process of filmmaking.
Yeah.
And also, it was my first time filming with people my own age. So we had a lot of fun. Like, and these were long days. Like this shoot, Looking Glass, we were bringing like 14, 15-hour days every day.
Blimey.
Because the director wanted a lot of takes.
Did got you. Like, so that day that we're shooting of y'all having that picnic, was that like a long shoot?
That was a long shoot. I think that wasn't as long as other ones we had. There was one, if you watch the episode, we're like in an apartment. It's like at the end and we're fighting. And that was like a 10, 12, 15. At some point we just started drinking. I don't know, but it was really fun. And it was a good experience.
Nice.
It was really fun.
What was your character like? So kind of similar setting, like you're in a relationship.
Wife.
It looks like wife. Nice.
Wife,
Man.
woman, girlfriend.
Those
evil.
Christian couples who get married at like 18 and have like.
We were talking about. Oh well, you're keeping the audio in of like that we're supposed to be newlyweds and we're
yes.
buying a house and we look like children. I was 20, I think, filming that. And you can see it because I have a really bad, I had dyed my hair and it was growing out. And so you can see it. It's so bad. But it was a really fun part. And yeah.
Okay, nice. And when was there a premiere for this, or how did you see it? Was it just on like YouTube? How did you end up seeing the final product?
Yeah. The problem with North Texas television shows is a lot of them, because it's all student run, don't have premieres, and a lot of them don't get done in the right timeline.
Okay.
A lot of them either run over schedule, run under. Like, I just now got that footage, and I did that 3 years ago.
Oh man, I need to fix those parentheses talking about 2024. I'm
like I did it. I don't know if it's 3 years ago. I don't know the right timeline on that, but my point is that took a long time to film. And so I think I just got it because I just texted Andrew, who was our director, and I was like, hey, like, is this still happening? Because I did other NTTV shows and I'm still in touch with those directors, and we like lost a lot of the footage or the audio. And so I'm like, hey, is this ever coming out? Because, you know, it's when you're an up and coming actor, you're trying to get work, like you're trying to get stuff for your resume. And so when it doesn't work out, you're like, oh, but I just texted him and he sent me the Google Drive, and then I think it premiered on his YouTube channel. Yeah.
Did okay.
Because he's trying to build out.
Gotcha.
Resume. I can see the camera
switch. Oh shit! Really great. Well, phenomenal work on that and performance.
Thank you.
Shout out to the director. And it's a very fine project.
We were drinking grape juice.
Grape juice.
That's not wine.
That's what it is. Okay. Well, after like the 15th take, you're like, all right, fuck it. Let's just
yeah.
that Pinot Noir. But all right, well, talk about the second clip where you're driving and where you were like actually driving for that. Yeah.
I was. Okay.
God help us.
This is my thing. What? No. This is the first time I'd ever driven a Jeep. It was our, I think he's a PA or he was script supervisor or something. His name is Ashton's Jeep.
Shout out.
And I'd never driven a Jeep before, and I don't ever want to again because those things are bumpy as hell. And here's the thing, Jeeps are not big. So we have our director, our script supervisor, and our camera operator in the small back seat. And we are trying, and they are trying, and this is a bumpy car. And so I'm trying to make these small movements so the car's not moving around. And I'm just looping a parking lot the whole time. And it was really fun. It was really like the hardest thing because trying to memorize your lines and also not like run over a curb or something is a lot. But
bro, a stop sign came out of nowhere.
That person came out of nowhere.
So, well, talk about your character in that. What's sort of going on in that?
Yeah, I wish I had more to show you guys. That hasn't premiered yet, so I can't show you a lot of the clips, but it was an episode that I really wanted to include because it was really fun. That was a really fun set because our director is Denise. I don't remember her last name.
Do this, like we'll make sure the name, and then
I'll put it here. Aaron will put it here.
Not like whip. There you go. Ka-chow.
Wait, let me do it again and look at the camera.
Ka-chow.
But it was my first time having a female director in a mostly female crew. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
Noticeable difference.
Like, women have it together a lot better than my past into TV shows. Not to say that they were bad, it's just very different. And so that was really fun to get to be in that sphere and get to hear their perspective because they're all media arts students and I was an English student breaking in. But my character was, she was the main character's sister, and she was a college professor, which I didn't look like a college professor.
Nice.
I was little.
You're a TA, maybe.
I was a TA, but and I just gotten this haircut anyway. But yeah, I'm just wanting the best for my sister, and so that's why I'm kind of angry in the clip. But yeah, it was really fun.
Pretty great stuff, dude. So supporting role,
supporting, and I kind of wanted it like that. At this point when I was filming this, I was a few months out from graduating college, and so I was like, I don't have time to dedicate to be a main character because main characters have a lot more filming days than supporting.
Were the hours similar to the?
They were better. They try to keep us under 8 just because we were. We had a really good script supervisor. She was really on top of things and keeping us like on a lunch break, on a time check, and just that people have stuff going on. So it wasn't as long of days.
Nice. Well, 2 lovely pieces of work, both great, and well, I guess we'll go and I'll move on to the next and last clip, I believe. It's Superheroes Anonymous. Yeah. Damn, dude, I do not know how to spell anonymous. Like, I need to thank God for Google and dictionaries. That's like the hardest word for me. But I
believe in you.
And my trauma dumping is over. Tell us about this clip before we watch it.
Trauma dumping. Oh my goodness. Don't piss me off.
Too late.
I hate that word. I hate that because oh my God, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm going to go into a whole thing. You can trauma dump any day. We're friends. That's what I'm here for. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the text message meant a lot that one time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I mean it. But this is from a 48-hour film festival that we did, and we filmed this last summer in 48 hours. It was written, filmed in Denton, and it was so much fun.
Nice.
I've never, by the last few hours, you go a little insane.
A little.
But it's really fun.
Let's see what happens when things go insane. Stop becoming real and turn insaner.
Wow.
Fuck that joke up, bro.
No,
that real world.
No, you killed it.
All right, cool. And just a little preface to the, the film director. I put their clips out of order, so I apologize with this edit. I know it's probably not cohesive.
Oh, how many clips did you put in?
Shit. We'll find out. We'll find out.
I thought you were just gonna do what?
Phones.
Sorry, loves.
Birdie brings up a great point. What is everyone's ideal secret identity?
Well, I'm living mine. I mean, just look at me.
Christy, Put away the phone, please.
Again, villain of the week.
Oh, and the suit. So tacky. I mean, it might have been cuter without the cape.
Well, the cape does add a dimension to the outfit.
Dimension. Oh, so mean. No, it's great. Well, tell us about that.
That was not in the
48
script. I just wanted to be a piece of shit
yeah,
and mock him.
Hey, man, that's great. That's that great character work, dude.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, so tell us about 48 hours. It's pretty ridiculous. So just one shooting day, or?
Yeah, one shooting day. We drove down to Denton at like 7 a.m. and I think I left at midnight. I don't know. It was a very long day. It was fun.
Nice. And you're a superhero in it?
I was a superhero. The whole point is that we are superheroes at like not an AA meeting, but it was really fun. We all have secret identities and stuff.
That's really great, dude. And what was that like? I mean, so 48-hour film festival, because you come up with the idea, right? Like you don't have like any pre-production. You just sort of get the idea and then you make it all within the span of 48 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the theme of the film and then you have to build it off from there. And it was my first one I'd ever done, so it was really, really fun.
Okay.
And I want to do a lot more, but I want to be on the production side as much as I like to. Being an actor is fun because you get all of the credit, but being production is so much more fun, I think.
Nice. And so being a part of that, like that fast-paced thing, I mean, you're involved the whole time? Like, do you give any input, like to help out or whatever, to like, make it go smoother? Or do you just like sit by and wait for the script to be done? Do you get it? Like, what was that like, as an actor, like how were you approaching that? How did you being an actor affect the production?
For sure.
The correct answer was 2, actually.
For sure. I think the most fun thing about a 48-hour thing is since you're on a time crunch, everyone's just kind of helping out where they can. If you're not filming, you can help be a PA, you can help move equipment, you can help hand out snacks. It's kind of just all hands on deck.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, as an actor, since I knew we were on limited time, my biggest thing was just memorizing lines, which there wasn't a lot of, so it was mainly just getting my performance what the director wanted. But
gotcha.
Yeah, it was super
and what a
fun.
great performance it is, dude, because I've seen the full thing and it's really funny.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It was a really fun script. Yeah.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. You got an award for this? You got nominated?
I got nominated.
Okay, that's still
for
awesome.
Best performance. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Standout, which is really fun. I don't think we didn't win. I think we got third place. Second or third. I remember they got like a thing, like a little talisman, not a talisman, like a little medal.
No, that's good. Great. Well, congrats on that. Now you can, like, no one can ever take that away from you. You're officially an award-nominated actor.
Thank you. I know. I really just do all the projects I do just for funsies.
Nice.
I'm not doing anything for awards or anything.
Would you ever want to win an Oscar?
Yeah, I'll do like Gwyneth Paltrow and use as a door stopper.
Right. Oh, okay. Is that what she does?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool, but I think it would be more fun to win one for like the production side. Like if I would love to win one for like a script, like my movie.
Best original script.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be more fulfilling.
I see that in your future. World War Z, best adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, kind of like, so you're playing a superhero in this, and we were talking about superheroes. Would you ever play a superhero?
Yes, I'd love to talk about this. Yes.
Fell right into my trap because I knew you would.
Oh man, I shouldn't have done it.
Oh shit.
You probably know this, but my favorite character of all time, of anything ever, is Batgirl. Barbara Gordon from the DC Comics, and I would love to play her. She's actually why I dyed my hair a few years ago.
What hair is she? Red?
She's a redhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I would love to be in Matt Reeves' Batman. As her.
You hear him say something like, if Robert Pattinson isn't available next year, he's just going to cancel it or some shit like that?
Don't tell me that.
All right, my bad. Edit that out.
Don't tell me that. I will go to his doorstep and make it happen.
Like kindly? Please
no,
don't
it
say,
won't be kindly. It will not be kindly. You better give me this. I love that movie. But yeah, it would be Batgirl. She's a great superhero. She's very inspiring. She's very strong. She goes through a lot of arcs. I love her.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there's a Batgirl movie that got like shelved or something, right?
No, here's the thing. Oh my god, that was the worst day of my life because I don't knock on wood, but that's not wood.
There you go. That's not wood either. Whole set just falls apart.
But they had it done. It was edited. It was completed.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser was in it. Michael Keaton.
Brendan Fraser was in it. Yes. I forgot the actress's name, but she was in the Heights. She was really good.
In the Heights.
Yeah, and it looked really like all the teasers that came out. It looked great, and then they shelved it. I think to be a tax write-off, and it will never come out. And a lot of they like try to save face by being like, "Oh, audience scores said it was bad." You have filmed this entire movie. What are you risking by putting it out? Like, yeah. I don't believe that, and it is deeply upsetting because now no one else can do that character while they still
own the
have
rights to it.
Yes, yeah, and so it's so upsetting that you're just kind of holding this hostage. Also, I would just say, as an actress, I would be really mad if I dedicated like 8 months of my life to filming and then I never got to see the fruits of that labor come out.
Man, has it happened like on like obviously a smaller scale? But
Yeah.
have you been a part of movies like where you're like, oh, and then getting footage,
Yeah.
right, I imagine.
I've been a part of 3 things where we have filmed. We've filmed in long days, and then the footage got corrupted, the audio got corrupted, the person didn't want to edit it anymore. Like, that has happened to me a lot, and it's so frustrating on a small scale, so I cannot imagine.
I'm gonna bleep out that.
Please do it. I'm trying to get employed by them at some point.
No, Batgirl's awesome, and yeah, okay, Barbara Gordon, daughter
because
of
there's
Jim
3.
Gordon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And who's the police commissioner? There's 3 different Batgirls. There's Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown, and so you have to specify Barbara Gordon. She's the first Batgirl.
Barbara, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Now I do. Okay, well, it'll be my life's mission to eventually produce. I don't know enough, but I'll get the funding.
If I toss you a Batgirl like short script, could we make that happen?
That'd be pretty badass.
Could we make that happen? I've been writing one.
It is okay. We're like dead ass. Yeah.
Yes, I'm serious.
Projected budget like $500 million.
$5 million.
Okay. Total box office revenue $1.
$1, and it's gonna be me.
Yeah. It's not 2 because I got my ticket for free or whatever. So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, great. And we kind of got off track with the Superheroes Anonymous, but a very great thing. 48-hour film festival, great stuff. And were you channeling Barbara like in your head while you're performing? You're like, oh, I'm secretly Batgirl.
No, because I'm a mean, mean character. That's a good question, but I feel like I was mean, so maybe more like a Catwoman, really.
Catwoman, okay.
Can you tell I like DC more than Marvel?
I mean, obviously I end up liking the Marvel movies more because there are a lot more. But as a kid, I like DC, like Teen Titans, all that kind. That's kind of what I watched.
DC is. I can't get us onto that topic. I love Marvel movies; they're very fun. But DC has better stories. They have better villains. They have better. I'm really Brennan Burgess with Marvel right now.
Oh, you're good. All of our viewers, again, all 2 of them are like, "What? That's ridiculous! What fuck?" Rage.
I just went on a Star Wars podcast where I said very controversial stuff. I'm just prepared for this to be my legacy.
Oh yeah, I saw that on TMZ. Local actors gets canceled.
I'm glad. I'm glad. That's me.
Oh man, great. Well, awesome, dude. Great body of work. All phenomenal things. That grows in your future, and I can't wait to see like more and more of your projects. When you're on like an actual like late night talk show, that's like miles above mine. Jimmy Fallon will be in front of me just like laughing uncontrollably.
I'll be like, "Hey, Jimmy." He'll be like,
"Oh, that's right." Just like a robot, he just explodes or whatever malfunctions.
Oh my God.
But all right, cool. No, seriously, thank you. And again, we do know each other, but so it's been a pleasure to get to know you more, see your work, and get pretty in depth, get a little kooky. Sometimes it's pretty nice. But well, yeah, I think that we'll be kind of wrapping up the show. Would you like to give any closing comments to the audience?
Yep. I thought it was gonna be the other one.
Bro, Andrew's quick-witted, bro.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I am always open to work, so let me know. I'm just kind of building my resume right now, having fun with it, learning how to be an actor. I think a lot of people get really lost in the sauce of, oh, I want to be the best actor I can be, or I want to be the most famous. I just want to have fun acting. Acting's all about fun. Whenever you should, a lot of people ask like, oh, when should I stop acting? It's like when it stops being fun.
That's why it never started for me.
Dang.
No, I'm joking.
But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been really fun, and I really like acting.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, keep on with it because you're clearly talented, and we can't.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can't wait to see what you'll be coming up with next. Then,
thank you.
have a great time in Montana, dude.
I will.
You know, we
I'll
wish I'm-
send postcards.
Heck yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That I get 5 months. Like, when we
Yeah,
come
you're
to
not
that.
gonna get them soon.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, and thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Yeah, waving, and all right, y'all. Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Bye. High five. Woo. All right.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Woo.
All right. All right.